There are people who have said to me, Marianne, I'm very disappointed in you. I've read your books about love for decades. I thought you were the love lady. You were all about love and forgiveness. How can you be so adamant? How can you be so passionate? How can you be so vocal all the time about resisting the agenda of Donald Trump? Doesn't he deserve your love as well? I don't have personal animus against Donald Trump. I have deep, deep, passionate loyalty to the Constitution of the United States and to the very ideal of American democracy and Western values. In A Course in Miracles, it doesn't say ignore the darkness. That's not what it says. It says it's not ultimately real. It will not ultimately stand. But in A Course in Miracles, it talks about standing within the darkness and yourself presenting ideas of the light that would dissolve it. My father didn't fight in World War II for me to now be someone who says, well, it's okay. No, it's not okay. In my work over decades, if I was counseling a woman who was being abused by her husband, I wouldn't say, well, just love him, which some people would counsel. I would say, no, get away from him. All the work I've done with people who are dealing with addiction, whether it's alcoholism or drug addiction, there's a line past which you cannot continue with that. It will kill you. And you shouldn't have the magical thinking that, oh, I can just continue like this. The point and the goal of the addiction is not just to inconvenience you, it's to kill you. And we shouldn't have magical thinking about our democracy. I can't imagine anyone who does at this point to think, oh, it'll be okay. No, look at history. Look at what's happening now. That doesn't mean you have to have personal animus towards the president. That's not what this is about. When Roosevelt talked about the Nazis, when he talked about the powers that the Allies were fighting in World War II, he just called them those unworthy men. This isn't an emotional rampage, Trump derangement syndrome. I'll tell you who has Trump derangement syndrome. It's people who aren't looking at what's happening. And so, no, I haven't forgotten that we are here to love one another. If you read the book I wrote called Healing the Soul of America in 1998, I said that within the next few years, America is going to experience a renaissance or a catastrophe. Something's going to take us back to who we are. I've seen this coming because a holistic perspective on the world looks at causes, not just symptoms. So I relate to the religious and spiritual circles throughout our history who have stood for the highest values of democracy. The abolitionist movement was obviously segregated, but among white abolitionists, the whole thing emerged from early evangelical churches in New Hampshire. Among the women who were suffragists, because they were religious Quakers, and they believed in an inner light within every man, woman, and child. So why wouldn't women vote? And Dr. King, read his book, Testament of Hope. He was a Baptist preacher. He said it's time for a new dimension of love to be injected into the veins of human civilization. But he did not look away from racial injustice. He did not look away from segregation. He did not look away from the Jim Crow laws. Quite the opposite. He said, God said I have to love my enemies. He didn't say I have to like them. So I can, on some impersonal level, love Donald Trump, but that doesn't have to mean that I like what's going on here. And to me, love would not have me just, look away. Love would have me speak. And to the best of my ability, that's what I'm trying to do. Thanks.